Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rotten Mornings. Hope you guys are all having a great morning out there. Hope you guys are staying dry. I am not. It's flooding. There's a lot of water coming down outside right now. Just waiting for the other guests to join. And they should be here. They should be here any minute. They may have actually already been here, and I missed them. I'm not sure. All right, well, let's go over what we saw yesterday on the old Rotten Reviews page. Yesterday morning, we had another episode of that wacky podcast. The Rotten Mornings podcast was in the morning. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to listen to yesterday's episode, go listen to that one. Probably instead of this one. That episode's much better. I don't know. They all kind of have an equal quality. It's a poor choice of words. They all, they're all podcasts and meet the minimum requirements. After the podcast yesterday, we had the first episode of Vex's movie review, episode 1. So that was the premiere of that, and that was pretty interesting. Vex's debut, and we covered Friday the 13th, was obviously one of our favorite films. So it's good to see that film being reviewed, and I really liked that they were like, "Hey, if you haven't seen it, there are spoilers." So you got that. Last night we had an episode of Rotten Strips, which it was definitely an episode. I checked to see if it was video. It was video, and there were people on it doing things. We had a logo on the front, credits on the end. Yep, Rotten Strips, where anything goes except for quality. Rotting strips. No, that's not. That's not terribly inaccurate. It's just not the name of it. Rotten Strips. Yeah, go watch that. Another episode of Nicolay's Darker Stories. You'll be getting episodes of Darker Stories every weekday night throughout the season. Nick just does such a phenomenal job with the audio production and the sound, and I guess the sound and the audio are the same thing. Never really thought about it like that, but they're all really fun and super creepy, and we just love the hell out of Nick. So yeah, that was yesterday, and then today we've got this podcast, and we'll have a couple other things going on today. I don't want to promise and not deliver on what today may bring, but there definitely will be some stuff today. And fingers crossed, there's at least this podcast and also the new episode of Rotten Strips. Okay. Okay. And yeah, that's what happened yesterday, and what we've got coming up today, somewhat. So cool. Cool. Getting a lot of good feedback from the podcast, and we decided with all that good feedback from our witty interactions and banter, we would just throw all that down the toilet, and I would pass out right before we were supposed to get together to do the podcast, and wake up in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn Express, not knowing where I was, and frantically do what I could to put together a podcast for you guys to enjoy. And it's a banger. It is a banger. You guys are listening to that sweet ass banger right now of a podcast. So that's exciting, right? Yeah, super great. Okay, well, we're gonna go to a commercial break and give you guys a little break from how good this is. I know your bodies just can't take it. Bodies cannot take how exciting this episode is. I get it. Trust me, I have been there. Yeah, you guys think it's exciting listening to it? You should be here right now while I'm recording it. The excitement is palatable, relatable. The excitement is non-existent. Yeah. All right. To the commercial way.
And now, word from the elegant Brandy.
Do you like books? I like books. I love to read, and I would like to introduce you to my library and talk about my books. So tune in for Brandy's Book Talk or Brandy's Haunted Bookshelf every Saturday.
And we're back. Or I'm back. But if you guys also came back, I guess technically we are all back. I'm not sure like how that denomination would work, but either we are back, I am back, or you just came back and I didn't come back. Yeah, guys. We do these sponsored ads. It's what helped keep the light on here at the studio. So we thank you guys for going out and checking out our sponsors and visiting the haunts. At least getting the websites up of some of these things and seeing what they're all about. Really, really fantastic sponsors, and we're always super excited to work with these guys. It's been quite the journey. Quite the journey. I love our sponsors. And we think that you guys will love our sponsors too. In fact, here's another one of our sponsors, like right here.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This commercial is brought to you by pickle flavored macaroni. It is good.
Taste that dill.
You know what? I really love macaroni, and I really, really love pickles. And I've always been like, how do I get more pickle in my macaroni or more macaroni in my pickle? Now, with Grimm's amazing recipe, that problem's been solved.
Too often people have thought cheese is the only option with macaroni, but not now.
Pickle macaroni is so good it makes us giggle.
Pickle
I'm
pasta.
eating it now.
I'm giggling.
So if you want macaroni and pickles,
Eat it.
And we're back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. So one of our sponsors, really fantastic ad. Guys, if you're interested in being a sponsor for the show and having an ad, you can have an ad like that. Yep. They tell us they want an ad or don't. Sometimes we've had sponsors write in and say, "Hey, we're not a sponsor for the show. But we didn't want that." Sometimes it happens like that, but generally it's just a good working relationship. I think that's important. Good working relationships are important with your sponsors and the shows. So anyway, if you're interested in sponsoring a show, you too could have an ad, kind of like this one.
All right, guys, we're here. We have just done a review with the Good Stuff's Kettle Corn Emporium. This is one of our favorite popcorns that's come out.
This popcorn is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Oh my God, I can't stop eating it.
How many flavors do they have now?
Like 68?
I've lost
68. And they have literally a kettle corn for almost every flavor I could possibly imagine at this point. Even I think I've tasted some licked unicorn.
A licked unicorn.
Everybody, even if you're picky.
Even if you're picky.
This company supports the other haunt actors and helps promote those and gives them an avenue for that. And we've seen a lot of our rotten friends have their own corn flavors.
It's such a beautiful thing. I love it.
And the fact that Good Stuff is bringing together the haunt community, it can't be anything more rotten and more on par with what we want to be.
Absolutely.
And this damn kettle corn is fucking amazing.
It absolutely
I
is.
can't stop eating this.
I'm going to turn into a kettle corn.
Guys, check out www.kettlecornemporium.com and get yourself some of this. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Get you some of this. Woo!
Hey, we're back. We're going to jump into our supernatural section. Today we were talking about the Winchester Mystery House. The Winchester Mystery House is a huge sprawling mansion. It's in San Jose, California. And if you've never had a chance to check it out, I highly recommend going and paying that place a visit. So the house was built by Sarah Winchester. Her husband was the guy who started the Winchester rifles, and so she was the heir to the whole fortune. And she started this small little house. It's like a 8-room farmhouse, and she started a little renovation project, and that renovation project lasted 37 years. She didn't stop doing renovation on it until she passed away in 1922. But here's why. And it gets weird. She built that because she was haunted by the ghost of everyone killed by the Winchester repeating rifle, or felt that way. And to appease the ghost, she would just add on to the house and make a new thing. And she would make stairways that lead into nothing. She would have doorways that you would open up and it would just be a wall, or you would open up and you'd be looking down from 2 stories up. A lot of dangerous stuff in that house. There's a lot of superstitious stuff in that house. When she did tile, she would always do 13. There's 13s everywhere. There's spider webs, wrought iron spider webs that are built into the design of a lot of things. But very expensive antiques, and just a gorgeous home. As it wound up, it was about 160 bedrooms. There is 10,000 windows in the place, 2 basements, there are 40 bedrooms, and like it's kind of insane the amount of stuff that is in this house. And what was neat to me when I got to go visit was that Sarah Winchester was a very short woman, and so her stairwells and everything are built for a short woman, so they're very short steps, and each step is not very high. So I just had trouble just getting my big ass up the stairway and just kind of around the house. But yeah, that's kind of neat. That's one of the few places in the world that exists that you can go visit that was built specifically to appease the ghost that were haunting someone. And she wasn't the only one that experienced hauntings or weird stuff. Several people have, and several supernatural or paranormal investigators have been there and checked out stuff and gotten stuff from being out there. Yeah. So pretty wild stuff. There's even something about the sink. I'm trying to remember. There's like a doorway that it opens up, and there's like an 8-foot drop into the kitchen sink. It's just weird stuff, man. Check it out online. Let us know what you think. That's all it for today. I know this was a short episode, but we'll be back tomorrow with a much longer episode, and we'll have everyone here with us. Until then, guys, check out the stuff that we've got coming up today. A lot of fun stuff. And as always, you guys stay rotten. Join us next time for another episode of Rotten Mournings.